Greetings,
Well,
friends and fellow cigar box guitar enthusiasts. Del Puckett here, and as promised, I have special guest with me, Liza from the PhycheOpera cigar box guitars. And so, Liza, you told me how to pronounce your last name. I forget though.
it's hard. I don't blame anyone who can't pronounce it. It's Sejido. It's a Galician name, supposedly. It
Okay,
also has a meaning in Japanese. In Japanese, it means way of righteousness. And
way of righteousness. Okay, so
yeah,
how do you pronounce that again?
Sejido.
I can never say it. I can never
No
say it.
worries. It's a weird last name. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so right off the bat, my buddy Jeff, it's clear as mud. So he's the guy who built that slide that I
Yeah.
sent you. Yeah,
Love
yeah.
it.
And you called it a ceramicist.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. I thought that. So guys, man, we are here. Here we are live with Liza. And Liza, you live in Florida, right? So we got a 2 hour difference here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, so thank you for joining the podcast. We really appreciate it, really do.
A
Uh, t-
pleasure.
tell tell the folks, tell the folks how you got started, why you got started with the cigar. Give us the backstory.
Well, it's not an interesting backstory like most of your guests say. Oh, they went to a craft market and saw some beautiful guitars and got inspired. My story is not that interesting. I like making things, and I don't know. Was searching for something I needed for a project and ran into a wiring diagram for two piezos, and I saw that it was for cigar box guitar, and I'm like, okay. And then found some photographs of some instruments, like, oh my gosh, I want to build one of them, but I didn't have the confidence to try it until a long time after. And then coincidentally, not too long after, uh, I, I learned about cigar box guitars. I found out that my cousin Ozzy had been building them for about a year, and built some beautiful, beautiful instruments. And he's a legit guitarist, so they they're very clean sounding, very easy to play, fretted instruments, and so his instrument seemed a little complicated, and so I admired his work. I wanted to build them, but I never had the confidence to just jump in and pursue it. And then I don't know exactly what clicked. Uh, I moved with my husband from Miami to North Florida, and we're setting up a homestead. We want to become produce self sufficient, and as artists, we want to become art income self sufficient. And that's where YouTube and all this other stuff we're doing comes in. But there something clicked. And it's like, we're out in the country. I want to try my hand in building cigar box guitars and playing different type of music. And so we made friends with our local cigar shop, and they gifted me a whole bunch of boxes, and I just started experimenting. And they're very simple instruments, and I still build very, very simple instruments. But I built my first CBG, which is behind me, right there. I call him Cat to Back. Maybe I could bring him closer to the camera. Let's see. Very simple, rustic, dirty instruments. I built this guy in 2022, very first CBG, and I built about 30 of these guys, and gave away some, sold most of them at craft markets, and to people finding me on YouTube. And I'm took a little break in building them because the requests were coming in too fast, and I had just a rinky-dink workshop on my porch with some hand tools. And so my husband helped me get the garage together and make a legit workshop in there. And so I'm gonna start building these guys, and some have an idea for some leg fiddles, and so I'm
What
gonna
is
start building
what's
again.
what's a leg fiddle?
Leg fiddle. It basically a cigar box fiddle. Um, if if you look for some photos, in the 20s, there was this music educator, um, who insisted that his students build the instruments that they play, and they would use cigar boxes as the resonators for like cello type instruments and for violin type instruments, and usually they only had one or two strings, and just they didn't have a curved neck, so they would be easy to build. They had a raised bridge, and then a fingerboard, a slanted fingerboard. I want to start building those with a little twist. I want to give them raised frets to, I think raised frets like you would see on something like a dantiba would make vibrato easier to happen. And so, again, it's just an idea. I don't know if it's going to work until I actually put it together or sit down and try to play it. I don't play cello or violin or anything, so if I can play it and make it sound good, anybody would be able to play it and make it sound good. And ultimately, I want to, you know, uh, get together with some friends and create an ensemble of these simple rustic instruments that I'm making. Just having fun.
That is so awesome, man. That is so awesome. Hey, so I've seen that you have a is it a laser engraver?
Yes, yes, having
Yes.
lots of fun with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about that. Tell us about that.
So, you could tell that I cannot carve wood. That's supposed to be a cat.
Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it.
And so I can't draw, so not my laser, my wood burning skills are not so great. And I've been lamenting the fact for a long time that I can't get the designs that I have in my head onto my guitars because of that limitation. And so my parents for Christmas got me a budget laser engraver. So now, because I'm very good with graphic design software and stuff, I can get what's in here onto the necks and onto the boxes of my CBGs. Right now, I've just gone crazy carving sound holes into boxes. But next step is to design some cool art for necks and other type of things onto the boxes as well.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
yeah, I've seen some of those F holes, and they look like they're kind of like I would say overburned. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yes, yes. I have you know, every time you every time you set up a box with a laser engraver, the settings are a little different. And so some of my boxes will come out more charred than others. I have a disaster box that's basically completely burnt, but I've kept it because I thought, oh, maybe it'll make a nice thing.
yeah,
But yeah, I have some of my F holes are cleaner than others. Some are more charred and more rustic than others. But for me, that's not such a big deal. I think it if it was too clean, it wouldn't keep with
yeah.
like
No,
the
I get it. I get
rustic
it.
style. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's great. Hey, so we got some guys chiming in here in the chat section. It looks like we're doing pretty good. Hey guys, do me a favor, hit that like button, and what that will do is that'll juice the electrons in the algorithm and stuff like that, and then YouTube will send this out to more and more people, man. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys have any questions for Liza, and I was corrected on how to, I was saying Leah, no, it's Liza. So Liza, so your accent, where are you from?
Oh, well, you know what? I never thought of myself as having an accent, but I was born and raised in Miami-Dade County, Florida. My parents are from Cuba. My
Uh-oh.
CBG just fell. That's okay. He's fine. He's he can take some hard knocks. No worries. Um, so I guess I can blame my parents for the accent.
Okay. No, that's
Um,
good.
to be, but you know what? For having an accent, my Spanish is really bad. Actually, my first language isn't Spanish at all. It's Spanglish. So
English. That's a dialect, right? That's a dialect.
yes.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Good deal. Have you attended any cigar box guitar festivals? Because I know that there's a few of them down in Florida.
Yes, I've heard of some in Venice around the Sarasota area, and I've been wanting to, but haven't been able to, just because my husband and I are trying to become income self sufficient as artists. So in order to make this work, we've had to reduce our costs and be very careful with our spending. So we haven't been able to travel for a while, but we're hoping um, once we get the YouTube thing really up and running, and I'm also active on another platform called Whatnot, and continuing to do the craft markets and other things that the cost of living in North Florida in the area where we're at is very low, and the lifestyle is doesn't that we're homesteading is not, it's not glamorous, but we're saving a lot of money, and we could have never pursued this type of lifestyle in Miami because things are so expensive
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And so we're getting things together slowly but surely, and once we've stabilized a little bit, yeah, we one of the places we really want to go is to Mr. Shane Spiel's museum up in Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and I want to produce a documentary, a history on the cigar box guitar, and just if he would allow me, take footage in his um, in his museum so that I have a lot of copyright free stuff to use here on YouTube. And
Yeah.
well, that's one of our goals, but definitely we want to attend some CBG festivals and really connect with the community.
Yeah. My buddy Jeff's asking. He says, "What kind of pottery? What is your pottery background, and what kind of equipment do you have?"
Oh, Jeff, I have zero pottery background. Um, I started making terracotta slides because I needed slides of different sizes for my craft markets, and it was just, it seemed a little expensive to just buy a whole mess of slides of different sizes to have to give away when sold a CBG. So I'm thinking, oh, I costed everything out. And it's like, you know what? If I can make my own ceramic slides, that would solve that problem. So I got myself a Fuse Works craft kiln. It's made for glass slumping. It's and for glazing bisqueware. You're not supposed to create bisques in it, but I did some research, and through trial and error, I found a process that helped me create little bisques and glaze them. And since it has to be low fire clay, I'm using terracotta.
Okay.
And for what it is, it sounds good. Now, I've played Jeff's with Jeff's slide, and playing with my terracotta slides and his slides are night and day because mine are hand shaped. So, Jeff, I'm still trying to figure out how to make my slides perfectly cylindrical so you know they're much better, give you a much more stable sound. So that's what I'm still trying to figure out. But I have zero pottery background. It's just all research and trial and error.
Looks like Rob Luke is asking, how much do your guitars cost?
I I usually ask $110 for them. But I am negotiable. I am very
That's
negotiable. Sometimes you have a musician that passed by and say, "Oh, can I play it?" And they play it. There's one guy. I was doing. It was called the All Aboard Festival at the historic part of Live Oak, up in North Florida. That's the closest town to where we're at. And the guy sat down and he just started, you know, playing away with my slide, and his he had long fingernails, I guess, because he picks a lot, and he just started going crazy on the guitar, and he's like, "It's easier with three strings," and I'm like, "Cool." And the poor guy, he couldn't meet my asking price, and it's like, "Okay, so make me an offer," and I took it, and that happens a lot, and I
That's
don't
good.
mind
That's
because
awesome.
yeah.
Everybody in the chat in the chat section saying it way too cheap.
Way
Yeah, no.
too cheap. Well, mine are very simple. These are not like Mr. Puckett's guitars. Let me show you guys how I typically build things, because I can actually open up my guitars and show you how simple they are. They're super, super simple. Very rustic instruments. Very rustic. They're noisy. They have weird resonances, but that's the way I like them. So, um, and I will work with any box. Doesn't matter if it's long, small, whatever. So not this one. One that's easier to open here. I've recently replaced those hasp latches with better latches. So all of my CBGs are openable because I thread the string assembly right through the lid.
Okay.
And so you can go bootlegging if you want to.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So very simple. Piezo on the neck, and I found that this gives you a good balance between high and low sounds. This is I found that putting the piezo right here gives you a nice warm sound. Although when I want to record these CBGs, I use my piezo preamp to get a truer sound.
Yeah.
Um, and so I'm planning to make a few. I know there are a lot of people in the chat who've seen my piezo preamp tutorial video, and I just want to let you guys know that I am planning to make some improvements to this guy to give us a flatter
What
frequency
what
response.
what are we looking at there? What is that?
Oh, this is my DIY piezo preamp, and I have a my my most popular video on my channel shows you how to build this thing
Okay.
and get the most out of your a piezo pickup. A lot of people complain, oh, piezos, they're not sensitive, they sound bad. They're very sensitive, and they but just like magnetic pickups have impedance issues, piezos have their own set of impedance issues, but they're different. So you need powered circuitry to hear what that thing is actually picking up, and so that's what the preamp is for. But because of some of the components in this circuitry are coloring the sound a bit, and also I need to add some components to flatten the frequency response so we could really, really hear what these dirty instruments sound like. And also I'm going to replace another component to have a built-in high pass 80 hertz cutoff high pass filter in this thing, because right now this guy is sending me sub bass and even subsonic bass, which um, it works. It sounds good, but I bet I could get better performance with my guitar pedals if I were to fix the issues.
Okay. So I have to challenge you. Okay, I have to challenge you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. No. So you got a good tech savvy mind. That's good. So have you? Yeah, you probably have played around with magnetic pickups, obviously.
I I've avoided magnetic pickups because I don't want a clean sound.
Okay.
I Well, the mag when you put a magnetic pickup on a CBG, the instrument, the acoustic part of the instrument doesn't contribute anything to the sound. Now, yes, different magnetic pickups sound different, and the placement and how far the strings are from the thing you could shape the sound that way, but basically it's just electromagnetic induction, and the
Yeah.
box and the neck don't contribute anything to the sound. um, and the thing is, I want to hear what my rustic instruments sound like, and that's kind of how I'm differentiating myself from other builders who build beautiful pristine instruments such as yourself, sir. And I'm saying, well, you know I'm not a guitarist. I'm never going to be a guitarist. But this to me is another instrument,
Yeah.
and it has its quirks, but all of these little quirks is what gives them their character, and I want to hear that character.
Fair
And
enough.
so
That's good. That's good. That's good. Because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll build a parallel circuit where I have a switch that goes in between the
I've seen that.
the mag pickup and the piezo, and then you can blend them both together. No, no, I agree. I do like the raw, vulnerable, authentic sound of the cigar box guitar, and I get that. But I also like the power and the punch of a mag pickup, with high gain,
Oh, of course.
cranked up and stuff. Okay, and the other thing too is that have you done building with frets?
I haven't, because I took guitar lessons in high school, and what the I found picking to be all right. This is classical guitar. um uh, but uh, but I couldn't make chord changes fast enough to make it work for anything.
Yeah.
um and s- and so when I saw people play the fretless, I started watching some Shane Spiel videos, and I'm not a guitarist, and I found just I don't even work. I can't even say that I play slide guitar, because a real slide player uses all their fingers to get different effects. No, I just use one finger, and I get a lot of mileage from just doing that. And so,
Okay, no, well that's good, and I absolutely respect that.
sure,
But I I feel the need to challenge you. No, it's like I want to encourage. I'm not going to challenge you. I want to encourage you. Okay, to experiment with different pickup styles and configurations. Just because you learn as you do it,
sure,
and then to also um, carve out some time to to level up on the playing. And the reason why I'm saying this is because playing these instruments is so fulfilling, and it's the end goal, right? It's the end goal. So it's
absolutely,
one thing to build and be very artistic in the build. You know what I'm saying? That's the left brain side of our brain, but then you do that so that you can enter into the right side, and that's the playing part of it. And seriously, man, I would encourage you to um, just to deep dive down the rabbit hole of becoming a player as well as the builder. That's just me. I get it. I get totally in the headspace of build, and then then I get in the headspace of play, and they're equally, in my opinion, equally good. Hey, so guys, man, we have some we have some people going on in the chat here. This is awesome, man. So we got people watching and hitting and looking at that in the chat. Smash that like button, man. Smash that like button. We're gonna get this video out there, guys. If you have any questions at all for Liza, this is your opportunity. So Liza, do you get your parts from cbgiddy.com or your?
Yes, I do. Yes,
Yay!
I do. I've gotten my first parts at cbgiddy.com, and I even have some affiliate links for cbgiddy.com, but through Amazon. So
That's good. That's good.
it still
Awesome.
goes to them. So
No, that's good. That's good. More the merrier. More the merrier. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, and so the other thing I wanted to encourage you on is to experiment with fretting, because slide is awesome. You know, obviously it's quick, down and dirty, and easy, right? But fretting,
absolutely, that's what attracted me to the fretless. Now, don't get me wrong. I go where creativity takes me, and once I've built enough and want to try something new, I definitely will probably go down that rabbit hole. But right now, I'm just having too much fun playing one finger chords.
that's good. That's good. That's good. That's awesome. Hey, so we were talking offline. You were teasing the fact that you have some giveaways that you wanted to give away, right?
I do, I do. So, I would like for anyone who's interested to give away some of my laser carved boxes. So I'm giving away three. I have this is my only Monte Cristo, unfortunately. The rest are Arturo Fuentes. I started carving um, Arturo Fuentes because they have the type of lids that I don't like. I think they're beautiful cigar boxes, and they can sound good, but I like using the lids with the lip on them because I like to thread my string assembly through the lip of the lid. So these I don't build with much. So I thought, okay, I'll carve a bunch of sound holes and I'll sell these. But I'm gonna give three away today for anyone who wants them. So um, what people could do is just email me, I guess, after the live, and the first come first serve. First three you can choose from my pile, and they're all a little bit different. Some are more hard than others, some are cleaner than others. I'll show you what I got. And
Right.
so
If it's first come first serve, man, you guys got to get on it right now. Open up another window, hit that email, go email her and get one of these free boxes, man. That's cool. That's awesome, man. I've learned that giving away things is awesome. In fact, I'm going to give away so many things for the Southwest Cigar Box Guitar Festival. Seriously, I'm going to be giving away um, as many things as I can. It's going to be a contest who can give away the most. So yeah. So giveaways are awesome, man. You know who doesn't love a giveaway, man? Absolutely. So
sure. So
um,
anyone who emails me, only thing, guys, if you're okay with taking care of the shipping, the box is yours, and you can email me at psycheoperaco@gmail.com. That's my email address.
good. That's awesome. Fair enough. Hey, so you and your husband do it's like a sci-fi. Um, what is that? Is it's
It's
like a
it's it depends on what week you catch the show. It's called the Earworms live stream. It started off as a stream that just talked about the history of synthesizers because my husband is a synthesist. He can basically improvise on analog synthesizers in real time and get any sound that he wants and just create a composition in real time. And in Miami, we used to do a lot of shows like that, produce a lot of shows with just synthesizers and processed voice and things like that. So it started off as a history of synthesizers, and then it kind of evolved into like, let's talk about movies that used synthesizers and their scores. And then it kind of also became a podcast for showcasing independent artists, you know, um, unsigned artists and artists that are assigned to small labels who want to get the word about their work out there. So, and but now we're also talking about film scores and movies and introducing people to independent writers, um, that and so it's kind of a variety of things. It's a very informal, social show. We interact with the chat a lot. I would say though, um, you know, because of the nature of the panel, sometimes adult humor happens, and so I would put the kiddies to bed before you log on to see earworms. When you have a room full of guys, they tell jokes and things. You know how it is. So
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Awesome. Yeah. I was going to ask you. I was going to the time I tuned in. You guys were talking like I think it was Star Trek or something like that. Or um,
yeah, you caught one of our Star Trek live streams. We also talk about Star Wars, and there's an artist we brought in recently who's doing a rewrite of The Last Jedi, and I find that his rewrite is better than the actual movie. And so we're bringing him on as he's developing the story, and he can talk about his work. And he gets he takes a lot of Star Wars lore that should have made its way into these new movies, and he wove them into his story, and that's what make his story so compelling. We have some really interesting people on to talk about just their work, and so
that's good. That's good. Hey, so I was going to ask you about your video editing because your videos are, um, your videos are works of art in and of themselves. I mean,
thank
seriously,
you so much.
yeah, I could tell a lot of work goes into that. You want to talk us, maybe walk us through maybe just a typical psyche opera video.
Well, these a typical tutorial with all the motion graphics and stuff usually takes me about a week to produce. Uh,
Wow.
but it's fun. When I'm in the zone, it's just so fulfilling. I love video editing, and it's not a requirement to become a success on YouTube. I've seen really great channels not do much editing work, but that's part, as you said, they're works of art. It's part of my art. It My degree, my background and stuff is in music, but even even as a composer and songwriter, um, I always paid attention to what people are going to see on the stage, and so I got into stage lighting, and then I got into projection mapping and making video overlays, and and then in the process of all that, it's like I started creating multimedia art, video art, and you know, I've taken the meaning of music back to its original meaning of the muses, and so everything that I make is music, and so yeah, that's why my videos are the way they are. Because I love video editing, but I'm like I said, it's not a requirement to become a success on YouTube. It's just something that I like to do.
Yeah. Do you have like a specific software program or?
Yes, I started off with the industry standard Adobe Premiere Pro. My husband and I used to work for a college university, a private one that recently went out of business. And when they went out of business, we employees lost all our jobs, and we also lost access to the very expensive software that is Adobe Premiere. And I was like, oh my gosh, I lost one of my favorite tools. What am I going to do? I did some online research, and I learned about DaVinci Resolve. And DaVinci Resolve, my friends, is free, and it's just as good as Adobe Premiere. Uh, Same functionality, Same everything. Compositing on it is a little tiny bit different, but all you have to do is pull up a tutorial on YouTube and you'll get it like that. So if you've used Premiere, you'll be able to transition to the free Resolve, which is very good. And that's what I use now is DaVinci Resolve.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, okay, and then real quick before we go, I would like you to walk us through one of your builds. In other words, from beginning to end, just kind of a flyover drive by. You know, just a real quick outline is.
And so yeah, basically I like building with 25 scale inch. I know that makes some of the guitars look a little bit spindly, but that's just I kind of like that look, and I've gotten used to that length. And so I keep all of my guitars openable, and I typically thread the string assembly through the lip of the neck. I experiment with putting sound holes in various places. I saw this video that you put together recently where you had large sound holes in the back and that increased the volume of the instrument. I want to try that. And so um, I like just keeping the fingerboard simple, but I like putting in
Oh, I see that.
secret
I
fret
see that.
markers
I see
and
that. Good.
scale degree markers on the side because I think of because this is fretless. They're really one key instruments, really diatonic instruments. So here I know where my flat three is, I know where my four is, and this helps me pick out melodies and chords that I want to play. And I've been promising my my audience that I will produce a tutorial on how I pick out my melodies and one finger chords by ear without having to look up any music information online. And so that that's coming soon, folks. I promise. So
That's
and
awesome. That's
yeah, just
good.
keep
Yeah.
the Fender headstock because I work with pine and it's a weak soft wood, and so this helps to keep everything strong as one piece.
Yeah. No, I've got a bunch of pine here. In fact, um, my next three guitars are going to be pine. Just a personal note. I love pine. Seriously,
Okay,
there's
cool.
people poo-poo it and say, "Oh no, it's too weak" or whatever like that. I've never had a problem. The problems I've had were actually hardwoods that have twisted. One of my favorite guitars. I don't have it here. It's over there. The neck on it is twisted, but it was a hardwood. So I've never had a problem with pine. So that's good. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to do a video on that on why to use pine.
Cool. I look forward to
Uh,
seeing that. Pine, yay,
yeah,
pine.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So so uh so Liza, I keep I had to make sure I say it right. I wanted to just reiterate, dude. Thank you seriously for agreeing to join the podcast and stuff like that. It's always a pleasure to speak with other artists and kind of get in their head and kind of get some feedback and stuff like that. You got an awesome thing going on there, seriously, and
Thank you so much.
so stick to what you're doing. You're doing a great job, but and don't take my challenges as criticisms or nothing like that. It's nothing like that. It's just
I accept your challenge, sir. I
it, it,
accept it.
it's just ways that I think uh, that would benefit anybody. So I'm not picking on you at all. Guys, if you have any questions, this is your time right now, now or never, because we'll be signing off here shortly and stuff. Hopefully you've gotten your email queue full for the giveaway. If there's if
Yes,
there's
everything.
any opportunity to make your way out to the sunny southwest of America, we're having a Cigar Box Guitar Festival in August. That's
Okay.
going to be August 22nd and 23rd at the vineyard right across the street from my house. and I'm going to be doing giveaway. I'm going to be giving away everything. Dude, I'm going to be
Nice.
cleaning out my workshop, giving away boxes and guitars and kits and all tools. I'm going to just try to give away as much stuff as I can, man. Seriously, I got a buddy of mine who makes the smash pennies. You got one of those smash pennies?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
so nice, so
yeah.
beautiful.
Patrick Hughes from Disgraceland. He's going to give me a cigar box full of smash pennies.
Pretty cool. I'm gonna
Yeah,
use the smashed pennies probably on one of my headstocks here. It's
yeah,
gonna.
and then we got some clears
I
mud.
got some of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he made me all of this stuff. Steve Harvey's in the chat. Yay! Steve.
Yay!
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah. So Steve is championing and he's heading up the Made in America campaigns. So that's good and stuff like that. No, so seriously, Liza, thank you so much. Guys, if you haven't subscribed or gone and seen her work, go to her channel, subscribe and binge watch her videos, give them all thumbs up and stuff like that. Let's and again, this is all about building the cigar box guitar community. We're seeking to rise all the boats, right? Network. I always encourage and get all you guys in the comment section to go and check out each other's pages, right? And everybody needs to get to know everybody, and that's another one of these the strategy I have with these podcasts. So thank you again. So Liza, I'm going to leave you with the last word. I'm gonna let you get in whatever promo or whatever you want to talk about. I'm gonna let you have the last word.
Oh, I don't have any last words except have fun and go where creativity takes you, because your best work will always come when there's inspiration. And so thanks everyone for being here, and thank you, Mr. Puckett, so much for inviting me onto your podcast. It's been an honor. It really has.
All right. Well, I definitely want to encourage you. I mean, you're doing the off grid thing, the homestead, and trying to become self-employed with your art. That is a noble endeavor, and
Thank you.
it's difficult. It really is. So I wish you the best of luck,
Thank you so
and,
much.
we'll continue to support you guys from this side over here for sure.
Cool beans.
And all right, well, let's keep in touch. We'll definitely keep in touch. I'm going to probably do a sunset on these podcasts here, probably in the next month or so. I still have some commitments that I'm going to do, and then I'm going to sign off for the summertime, but I'm going to fire it up back in the next year in the wintertime. Poor Mojo, he wants to go outside. He hears my voice. He's like saying, "We're gonna go,
It's
yeah,
like,
we're
let's
gonna go."
go. It's time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
time,
yeah, yeah.
man.
He's
Yeah.
so smart. He realizes we're signing off and stuff like that. No, so Liza, thank you so much. Um, and how do you pronounce your channel again? Let me guess. It's called. Don't tell me. PhycheOpera.
PsycheOpera. Yep.
Psyche. Okay. So real quick before we leave, how'd you come up with that name?
Oh my gosh, that's a story in itself, Mr. Puckett. But just to keep it short, Psyche Electroacoustic Opera Company. That's the whole name of the channel. My husband and I used to produce electronic operas in Miami, and so I kept the channel name even when I kind of transitioned doing other things. But yeah, username at Psyche Opera, and so
Okay,
yeah,
awesome. All right, well, guys, again, thank you so much for participating in the chat. Liza, seriously, thank you so much for joining the podcast,
thank you so
and
much, Mr.
we'll,
Puckett.
we'll, we'll be keeping in touch and stuff like that. And
My
enjoy,
pleasure.
enjoy that slide. Reach out to Jeff, man. Reach out to Jeff, man.
I
Maybe,
will. I will. And I will buy his small slide. I love his slide. I put a little insert in there so that I can play with the larger slide, but I will buy a smaller
yeah,
slide.
yeah. Just between you and me, he'll probably send you some for free.
No, no commitments, Jeff. I will
I,
buy your slide.
yeah,
Okay?
I know,
Ciao.
I know. All right, guys, we're gonna sign off like that. Again, thank you, Lisa, so much, Liza, so much, and keep on pressing on. Don't give up, okay?
I will not, for sure.
All right, well, we'll see you around the interwebs, guys. Take care. Bye
Chaito.
bye.